Guys, we all know the range of Mariah Carey's incredible talent as a singer and songwriter, but this morning the Grammy winner is opening up for the first time in a People magazine exclusive about her very personal mental health battle.
Hi, Carson.
In 2001, Mariah Carey surprised me on the set of MTV's Total Request Live.
Mariah Carey is stripping on TRL right now.
Her behavior was erratic.
What are you doing? What did you bring?
You're my therapy session right now, Carson.
Okay, what's wrong?
Every now and then, somebody needs a little therapy.
Yes, I understand that.
And today is that moment for me.
A week later, Mariah was hospitalized. And today, revealing that's when doctors diagnosed her with bipolar disorder. Telling People magazine in an exclusive interview, "I'm hopeful we can get to a place where the stigma is lifted from people going through anything alone. It can be incredibly isolating. It does not have to define you, and I refuse to allow it to define me or control me."
For many, many years, she was not only dealing with bipolar disorder and not being treated for it, but she was also sort of living in constant fear that someone was going to expose her and tell her secret.
Now Mariah is telling her own story on her own terms. "I was so terrified of losing everything," she says. "I convinced myself the only way to deal with this was to not deal with this." Mariah specifically suffers from bipolar II disorder. It's characterized by extended periods of depression, mood swings, and what's called hypomania. As Mariah describes it, "I thought working and promoting for days in a row without sleeping was just part of my life. I was irritable and in constant fear of letting people down. It turns out I was experiencing a form of mania. Eventually, I would just hit a wall." Mariah says her depressive episodes were characterized by very low energy. "I would feel so tired, lonely, and sad, even guilty, that I wasn't doing what I needed to be doing for my career." Mariah says she was inspired to come forward in part by other stars. Celebrities like NBA star Kevin Love, Demi Lovato, The Rock, Lady Gaga, and SNL comedian Pete Davidson have all opened up recently about their own personal mental health struggles.
I was terrified for no apparent reason.
I too was inspired last month to open up about my own struggle with anxiety.
I really wear the way I am like a badge of honor. This is who I am, and I'm proud of it. I may be a little anxious, but I know I'm going to be okay.
Mariah says she's getting the medical treatment she needs and is exercising, getting acupuncture, eating healthy, and spending time with her kids.
Finally telling this story and being in treatment is going to free her up to really focus on the thing that makes her happiest, and that is making music.
It's pretty incredible, guys. I hope this isn't viewed as a piece. I'm sure Mariah, and I don't want to speak for her, wouldn't want people to feel sorry for her. No. But more importantly, this dialogue is continuing to happen where that stigma is being broken down because people, starting with, for me, it was Kevin Love, Mariah now coming out, talking about it, mental health issues.
It's so interesting.
It's so important.
You were there at that very moment.
I was.
You know, that she realized, okay, I got to get help, and she writes about that in this issue. And I mean, how extraordinary for you in that, like, you must have just been thinking, what's going on here?
She was highly out of place. That's not how we had ever seen Mariah visit us at MTV before. Something was clearly wrong, but I think, like so many of us, we brush it off to television stars or to celebrities or to diva moments and things like that, when really, if you peel back the layers, this could be a human being struggling with a mental health issue.
You never know what
and since I've come out with my whole thing, I mean, it's like Fight Club is right. I mean, I'm in the market and someone pulls me inside and says, "Hey, I saw you on the Today Show talking about thank you, and I've got a thing and I'm working through it." And I'm like, "Hang tight, you know, this is what works for me," and breathe. And it's like, we're all in this together. And just talking about it, as I've said before, you rip all of that mystique away because I own it. It's mine. So you can't ever make it. You can't use it against me.
And you don't have to. She doesn't have to live in fear that someone will find out. It's like, I hope this is so freeing for her.
I think this is a big and bold thing for her to do, and I congratulate her on it. And I hope people pick up the magazine because it's in newsstands nationwide on Friday.